सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Struggling with viveka. Can you give some tips? So struggling with viveka means what? What I'm saying is, it depends upon what you mean by viveka. So I should understand what your interpretation or understanding of viveka is, then I can give you some tips. Basically, viveka means to discriminate, to separate. To separate when two things are so intimately mixed up with each other that the difference is not evident at the first sight. Example is an iron ball placed in a furnace. The iron ball in course of time becomes red hot. So it looks like a fireball. This fireball, we call it fireball. Now fire doesn't have a form really. And still the fire looks as though it is a round form. Iron doesn't have any, iron looks red and fire looks round. Roundness belongs to the ball or iron. Redness belongs to fire, That red hot iron ball, the redness belongs to fire, the roundness belongs to iron. So now in that fireball, these two things are intimately united with each other. It looks as though the fire has acquired the quality of iron. The iron is round, fire appears round, so fire has also acquired the qualities of iron. And iron is black. But iron appears red. Red is color of fire. So iron seems to have acquired the qualities of fire. So fire, which is otherwise formless, looks round because the roundness comes from the iron. So fire has acquired the qualities of iron, and iron seems to have acquired the qualities of fire. So you can't distinguish now. You can't say this is where the iron is and this is where the fire is, because wherever the iron is, that is where the fire is. Can't separate the two. So when there is a situation like that, separating the two which look one is called viveka. In fact, there are two, but they appear to be one, and that separation takes place in our mind. We don't have to physically separate the iron from fire in our mind. We separate the two like this, that the round form belongs to the iron, the heat and the red color belong to the fire, and thus even though I see one entity with my eyes, in my mind I understand that the two entities are involved here, iron and fire. That separation is called viveka. Where there are two, but they are so intimately mixed up with each other they appear to be one. And so seeing two as two. Now, in what way does that example apply to us? Here is a body. Now, just as iron has a form, fire doesn't have form, and fire acquires the quality of iron and appears to have a form, round form. Here also there are two entities, the body and the consciousness. The body has a form. Consciousness does not have form. But here, these two seem to be so intimately identified with each other that consciousness seems to have the form of the body, and body appears to be sentient or conscious. By itself, body is unconscious. By itself, consciousness has no form. But because of the identification, consciousness seems to have acquired the form of body, and body seems to have acquired the life or sentiency because of consciousness. So thus there is aviveka in our life. What I call I call this complex as I. And that I body also is there, mind also is there, and consciousness also is there. In what I call I, the body also is there, body-mind complex is there, and consciousness also is there. Therefore, in my notion of I, these two entities are intimately united, and thus there is what we call aviveka, meaning that two things are taken to be one. And that is the nature of aviveka in our life. When the body itself is unconscious, is taken as a conscious entity. Consciousness is formless, is taken to be of the form of body. And thus we are, who am I? I am consciousness, the stage of body, or body which is conscious. That is my notion about myself. The body is changing, so I feel I am also changing. Body includes mind also. And consciousness is life, so I think I am alive. Thus in my notion of myself, these two entities are involved, and therefore what is necessary to separate the two? The consciousness is real I. Because I know that I am a conscious being, I am not an inert being. So consciousness is my nature. And the body is only the vehicle for manifestation of consciousness, which is not I. Like in this bulb, the tungsten filament is the vehicle for manifestation of electricity. They united such that they look one. Tungsten filament is glowing. In there are two elements, tungsten filament and electricity. So the body is glowing with consciousness. Again, two elements, the body is like tungsten filament. Consciousness like the light. So that separation we have to do. Not only am I a conscious being, but I am consciousness, which is not limited to any form, or to any name, or any place, or any time. Consciousness, I as consciousness, is free from all limitations. So if I recognize that, I become free from all sense of smallness. Smallness that belongs to the body is all superimposed upon I, and I take myself to be a limited being, whereas I am consciousness, which has no limitation at all. So this is what Vedanta seeks to teach us. By separating Atma and Anatma, that the form and limitations all belong to Anatma, and that I am, I shine, I am conscious, it belongs to Atma. So what is my essential nature? I am. Who am I? I am. That's all, Swamiji. Are you not a Swami? The Swami belongs to this. Who am I? I am. Who are you? I am. As far as all that body, mind, names and forms are concerned, they are vehicle for manifestation of I am a consciousness. Like the bulb or tungsten filament is the vehicle for manifestation of electricity. Therefore, if the bulb has to meditate upon itself, what will it say? I'm electricity. This bulb is to meditate, I meditate. I'm consciousness. That is required because the habit of taking the body to be myself has become so rooted that I shall again and again remind myself to become free from that habit. That's the viveka. To answer the question, I'm sure nobody will take the ownership of the question, so. Yeah? Okay. All right. Good. Thank you. Why is there no Shiva temple? Why only Shiva Linga is worshipped? But there is Shiva temple. Shiva is worshipped as Linga. Because Linga most closely represents the true nature of Lord Shiva, who is infinite, formless. Shivalinga is round, has no form and no boundary, so it is closest to formless. Shivalinga is close to formless. So Shivalinga represents Lord Shiva, who is formless, boundless. So that is the form or a murti which best represents the essential nature of the deity which it represents. And Shivalinga represents Lord Shiva, who is formless, who is boundless. And the Shivalinga is closest to representing that. That's why we worship Lord Shiva as Linga. Could you please give examples of situations where knowledge that I am Brahman is helpful to resolve feeling of smallness in daily life? It is best to begin with meditation, that I am Brahman. The reason why I say that is that when we are when performing our day-to-day activities, at that time already the identification of the body exists. It's difficult to see that I am Brahman. And therefore, when we are not doing anything, my mind enjoys a total leisure. It enjoys peace. Then it is possible that I can see myself as the nature of peace. So Brahman also means peace, means happiness, means joy. And that is possible while you are in the seat of meditation. It may need a lot of practice that you remember even while you are doing your day-to-day activities. Because any activity requires identification, functioning through the body. And habitually we identify with the body. So it is a great, a tall order for me to be talking like this because I am a speaker right now. To perform any action, we have to play that role. To speak to you, I must become a speaker. And so it's best to be a good speaker while you're doing something. And when you're not doing anything, that is when you can try to see that you are Brahman. And then, if you do it as long as you can. Slow, it may take a long time. That you may be able to do that even while you are doing things. But while doing things, do them well. While doing things, be as good a person that you can. Then that doing will prepare your mind. What we require for meditation of any nature is a mind that enjoys purity. A mind that is free from raga, dveshas or reactions. And so, in order for us to meditate successfully, it is necessary that we should also live a life which is compatible to that meditation. For half an hour I want to meditate and be at peace. And for 23 and a half hours I live a life of a lot of activity and restlessness and distraction. It's difficult. That mind cooperates with me just for half an hour. Therefore, for rest of the time also, I should try to live a way of life which is compatible to what I want to meditate. And the feeling of smallness is again while you are meditating or when you sit with no other distraction and no other agenda, then bring this teaching in your mind. Because not only Vedanta tells us that I am limitless, it shows us in what way I am limitless. Vedanta shows how the sense of limitedness is a false notion about myself. Like the gold thinking that I am an earring. Hey, something fell off. Okay, we'll leave it to somebody else. But that this is an earring, is it true or not? What I have in my, it's an earring, isn't it? Something fell down. I think the nut or the screw or something, whatever. And they'll find out. But then, is this earring or is it gold? Tell me, what is it? Not earring? Gold earring? Is it gold or is it earring? Is gold in the form of earring? So primarily this is gold. Because if you melt this, then its form will be different, but the fact that it is gold will always remain, will persist. So what is the abiding aspect of this entity? Not earring. That's the name and form which is subject to change. That it is gold will not change regardless of what you do with this. So what is abiding? Unchanging is the essential nature of a given thing. So I asked myself, who am I? Then I asked, what is the essential, what's the abiding aspect in me? Right now I'm a speaker. When the class is over, I may become a listener. Then I may become a drinker of milk, something like that. Walker, talker, drinker, eater. I keep on taking different roles, is it not so? But is it possible for anyone to take different roles without an abiding basis of them? An actor may assume the role of a beggar, of a king, of a minister, of XYZ. In all those roles, there is something that is variable, changing, and something that does not change. Is it not so? There are various ornaments here, like this necklace, earring, and there were more things now. Yeah. Anyway, there used to be chain also. Somebody may have thought this is real gold, and then may have escaped. I don't know, but it is not. Please. Because I don't see the chain, Okay. So I am a combination of limitlessness and smallness. What is necessary to see, there is smallness which belongs somewhere, and that's the body. The one who is manifesting through body is Brahman, that I am. So, it is not possible to see this while you are doing things. It is possible to see this when you are quiet, meditating. Before doing things, remind ourselves that I am Brahman and I am taking different roles. Again, you may forget, but things to remind ourselves as often as possible. It feels very difficult to remove our identification to various labels. How to gradually remove our identification to various labels like I am ... that I am man, I am husband, I am son, I am friend. There are all different labels. In all of them, is there something that is common? I am a man, I am husband, I am son, I am so and so. In all of this, what is the common abiding element? I am. So in all the various ornaments, what's the abiding element? Gold. So abiding element is essential nature, which takes different forms. But the essential nature doesn't change. Whether it's an earring, it's a necklace or whatever it is, bracelet. So I am is the real nature of myself. And more I remind myself of that, easier in course of time, the identifications that are going on for so long, and it's such a habit, deeply rooted habit, it's not easy. But more and more you sit and remind, I am Brahman. It will become somewhat easier as the time goes. It has been emphasized that prayers are very important and will be answered. But if we do not get them answered for a long time, how do we continue to keep our faith that they will be answered? How did you decide that the prayers are not answered? Swamiji, I wanted promotion, you don't get it. Well, meaning the prayer is not answered in a given form, but you cannot say the prayer is not answered. Prayer may do something else, may be better than giving you promotion. It may bring about some change in you, where you become free from this craving for promotion, maybe. So it is best to perform prayers without asking for a reward. Because I keep on checking, has my prayer been answered? Has been answered? Because I expect a reward in a certain form, it has not come, so prayer is not answered. So let us leave it to him, or her, whatever, to Ishvara. And let us give him the freedom to some extent. We are always binding him, I am doing this, so you also do this. Let us give some freedom to Ishvara. That this is what I do, and you do what you want. Let us be large-hearted, accommodate Ishvara as he is. He doesn't answer my prayer, okay? Answers as he wants, okay? Let us give freedom to Ishvara. Then it is likely that he will give us more better than what we, because we don't know what is best for us. When you ask that our prayer be answered in a certain way, we presume that that is the way which is best for me. Rather than that. So that is what I have decided, what is best for me, with my limited intellect. Ishvara is vast intellect, limitless. So let him decide what is best for me. This is my prayer, take it. Why don't we become more generous and Ishvara, take it. So he becomes indebted to you. So really, not only spiritually or really, but even practically speaking, it is best to perform a prayer without asking for any specific reward. If you want to ask for, there is nothing wrong in it. But don't demand that Ishvara has to do what I want. I have been praying and my prayers are not answered, then stop. Perform prayer but stop asking. Maybe he thinks that it's not good for you, right for you. So, I let Ishvara decide what is right for me. Because I am what I am right now as a result of the prayers that I perform, and I am not happy with myself. So who knows that if Ishvara answers my prayer, I'll be necessarily happy with myself. I'm not happy with myself, is it not so? I want to be different from what I am. I am what I am because of the prayers that I perform. I realize that in spite of Ishvara answering my prayers, I am not happy. So why ask for anything? Let him decide what is best for me. For a change, let us become a giver. Then the question of faith does not come. I asked for a certain reward, it did not come. I don't know, is Ishvara listening to my prayers? Why create a situation like that? Just perform your prayers. We don't know in what form they will be answered. And it is best to let Ishvara decide what's the best form. Right? is there a specific way to interpret Akhyayikas or the anecdotes? For example, is the Kathopanishad Akhyayika, in the Kathopanishad Akhyayika it said, Nachiketa's father kept the old cows to find a suitable recipient to take care of those properly. Now that is not said. What Kathopanishad says that Nachiketa found that these old infirm cows were being given to the Brahmanas. It doesn't say that his father kept good cows for Nachiketa. That is our interpretation. Kathopanishad does not say why his father did this. It doesn't say that his father kept good cows for his son. There are interpretations that various people provide. Here the important thing is that Nachiketa found that unfit cows were given to the priests, and that will land my father into hell. And what can I do to make sure that my father gets heaven? Because that's why he's performed all this ritual. That's all. Anything more than that is all imagination. That he kept good cows for his son, and then, that Kathopanishad doesn't say. You follow? So, is there a specific way to interpret the Akhyayika? For example, is it the Kathopanishad Akhyayika said that Nachiketa's father kept the old cows to find a suitable recipient to take care of those properly? The Upanishad doesn't say this. I mean, just Nachiketa found that his father was giving away old infirm cows. Why, we don't know. Depends on how you interpret the stories. I like to interpret the story this way, that his father ran out of cows. Because Ritviks, they bring up different kinds of things at the last moment. Last moment says, now you need the 50 rupees here and then here, which you not planned for. So maybe the Ritviks, in case of Nachiketa's father also, came with some demands. And this all he had to fulfill the demands. That is a, what shall I say, a generous way of interpreting. You can always interpret in another way that his father was such and such, But why should a person perform Vishvajit Yaga? And which requires you to give away all the wealth and then keep something inside. You follow what I'm saying? Usanhavai vajasravasa saravedasam dadau. The first statement of Upanishad says that Vajasravasa gave away all his wealth. Ushan with a desire for heaven, which is not a crime to have desire. You desire a prompted action. Now, in that context, giving away these old infirm cows, what brought up that necessity, we do not know. Because this is a story of Nachiketa, where the Upanishad wants to say how Nachiketa was. What is his character? Not so much about the character of his father, as much as the character of Nachiketa. So that he kept the old cows for something or the other, that we don't have any evidence as far as Upanishad is concerned. when the jiva takes the next birth, how do the vasanas migrate along with the jiva? Who is jiva? See, we have this body that you see is called the sthula sharira. Sthula sharira means gross body. What is gross? That which can be perceived by sense organs is called sthula or gross. So this is gross body. Now we know that when the death takes place, for a while the body remains intact. It starts degenerating in course of time, but for some time at least the body remains intact. And still it is not alive, which means that there was something in there which has departed, which was responsible for providing life to this body. It is not there now, which is what we call death. So that Vedanta explains is called Sukshma Sharira, or the subtle body. Now this is will not be accepted by medical science by anybody. Because they will say, you prove, Swamiji. You prove Sukshma Sharira. But by definition, Sukshma means that which cannot be perceived. So what's the proof that there is a Sharira, a body within the body? All we can say is that, look, right now the body is alive. And then drops dead, and what change has happened? The heart has stopped. We say, no, something has departed. Something which was there, which gave life to this body, it is now departed, therefore the body is lifeless. And that is called Sukshma Sharira, or subtle body. And so it is that subtle body which transmigrates from one gross body to the other. So what is transmigration, or what is rebirth or reincarnation? What is reincarnation? It is rebirth, but they all call it incarnation. Is a very specific technical word. Incarnation is a specific form that Lord Himself takes. It's called incarnation. Not what you and I take. It's called rebirth. Anyway, so it is the same subtle body now takes another gross body. It's called rebirth. When that prarabdha is over, you go to third, until moksha happens. So it is that Sukshma Sharira which contains all the vasanas and everything. It transmigrates along with all the good, bad, indifferent things. That's the reason why when we are born with some specific characteristics. Each one is unique. That's because each one has their own history. Each one has brought their own vasanas or samskaras. So each one has a unique personality, unique history, unique prarabdha, therefore a unique life. So that is what explains the diversity and the uniqueness of every individual. If you don't accept a previous birth, then how do you explain, why am I what I am and you are? Oh, Bhagavan made it that way. Those who do not accept rebirth, don't accept previous birth also, I just sprang from somewhere, I don't know. Where did I come from? God made me like this. Why did He make me like this and make you like that? Why didn't you become as good looking as you are? And there's no answer. Bhagavan is discriminating. Make somebody happy, somebody wealthy, somebody poor, somebody handsome, somebody... Then poor God is in trouble. Because what is His basis of making what I am and making you what you are? It is His fancy? He just thought, let me make this Swami like this and make somebody else like that. What's the reason? So, Even Ishvara also does not do anything randomly. It is karma that is the basis for creating this personality, that personality. And that's what goes along with me in my next birth. The samskaras, the results of what I have done and thought. Yatha, Kathopanishad says, Yatha karma yatha shrutam. The next birth takes place yatha karma. In accordance with karma that I perform, yatha shrutam. In accordance with the meditations I have done, the thoughts that I have entertained, both of these result into the next birth. Any question?
Namaste Swamiji, I have a question. So, Aham Brahmasmi translates to I am God, right? So,
I am Brahman.
I am Brahman. So, God is Sarvajna, all-powerful. Isn't it too bold of us to assume that we are Brahman? How can we assume that we are Brahman when we know that we are bound to make faults, bound to make mistakes?
Depends on what you mean by we.
Human beings, as...
Yeah, it doesn't, I am Brahman. There isn't a human being is Brahman. So in this, we just discussed a little bit while ago, what is my essential nature, that which is the abiding aspect of me, that I'm a speaker comes and goes, that I'm a listener comes and goes. I am is an abiding reality about me. That's my nature. That I am is Brahman. Speaker is not Brahman. Listener is not Brahman. The I am is Brahman, which takes different roles. Does it make it clear?
Yes, Swamiji, thank you.
Swamiji, my name is Vimal Goyal. I have a question. One of the things that we were taught since we were little in a religion is as you grow, give away your wealth, your money to people. And don't expect too much. And don't become very greedy. And all of these things are supposed to be good for us. My question is, if I'm not greedy, how do I get a motivation to earn more money or be more popular or earn more wealth? Now, my thinking is I have to be greedy to be motivated. Because the day I lose my motivation, I don't have anything to look forward to. What do you feel about that?
Yeah. Greed is one motivation, means to accumulate more and more and more. That's a common motivation. But other motivation can be to give more and more also, is it not so? When you are taught that you give, the idea is that may you be motivated by the spirit of giving, may you discover the joy of giving. Right now we know the joy of accumulating, that we know. And greed is there like fire. The more you feed the fire, the more it grows. So when your father told you that, he wanted you to discover a different kind of happiness in life. That not only is there happiness in accumulation, there is also happiness in giving. Discover that. Not to give away everything, nobody will tell you that. But have a habit of giving to whatever extent you can. That doesn't mean you become a pauper and beggar. You give whatever you need for yourself, etc., and then give what you feel, you can afford. But cultivate the habit of giving. And course of time, discover the joy of giving. If giving gives you joy, then you do not need any other motivation. Because even in accumulating money, ultimately the motivation is because you enjoy that process. Money is not for the sake of money. Because you enjoy that process of possessing money. That is why I do that. And therefore discover the joy of giving. Then you will be motivated to do that. Is that right?
Okay. I'm sorry to follow up on this. I agree with what you're saying. My basic question is, if I stop earning money, if I stop doing the business that I'm doing,
Why should you?
Because I'm told, be happy with what you have and don't expect more. You're getting too greedy. My feeling is...
I don't know who told you that.
Well, everyone in my family is telling me that.
Yeah.
So the reason why they're telling me...
Did they tell you also that be a giver, be a generous giver? Did not they say that also?
I'm giving.
But you can't give unless you earn in the first place. How can you give unless you have it?
That's true, yes. I mean, I do social service, I give to the temples, I donate money.
Doesn't matter what you do. I'm not interested in your details. But the point is that become as big a giver as you can, and that you can do when you first of all acquire. So it's not because you acquire doesn't mean you are greedy. Greedy is the person who is not satisfied with what he or she has.
That's correct.
And there is no satisfaction at all. A greedy person cannot give anything.
That's
because
true.
He doesn't feel that I have enough. To give something, I must have the feeling that I am enough or more than enough. Then only I can give.
That's correct. Thank you.
Here. Oh, there. Okay.
Namaste, Swamiji. So, you just answered one of the questions raised, right? Like Aham Brahmasmi. So, just a clarification. So, isn't that not the Brahmakara Vritti, for instance? If the mind is not matured enough, right? If the Antakarana Shuddhi, for instance, if a person is like deeply practicing the sadhana chajistaya, if the mind is like completely ready, then that particular process is immediate, right? For sadhakas like us, it's not like instantaneous. So is that a fair way to like keep on doing this until like the truth is like completely assimilated? Is that a fair way to understand?
Yes, it is. Yeah?
Swamiji, I just wanted to add one thing to answer of that question. Just take the example of Warren Buffett. At the age of 92, recently Warren Buffett's stock reaches as the highest. He earns a lot of money. At the same time, he gives a lot of money. He gets a motivation every day to make more and more money, even though he is the richest person. At the same time, he is the biggest giver in the world. So there is a motivation by giving, but at the same time making money also.
But he makes money so he can give more.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you. That's the way Warren Buffett lives the life. Gets motivation to make money.
No, motivation to give money.
Yeah, motivation to
And give money requires making money.
Yeah.
He spends, I think, not much on his own. He lives a simple life, as I understand. Okay, so we'll have now bhajan. Is anybody there? Any question? Okay. I request Ramaji to sing bhajan. Oh, you had a question?
Just one question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One question. So, one thought I had was, what is the role of Vedanta thick study in the moksha pradhana that one is advised, right? Because we do look into lives of enlightened people like Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharishi. They led very simple lives, and of course, a lot of bhakti traditions, Saivate traditions, which have also taken the different path of bhakti marga towards the same goal. So, is this Vedantic study just another jnana marga way to achieve moksha, or is it a requisite that anyone needs to do? Because looking at the lives of other people like Ramana Maharishi and Ramakrishna ji, I'm not sure what is their advice.
Then there is no way for us to know they did not have knowledge. So ultimately they had the knowledge which made them liberated. So whether knowledge comes through bhakti, knowledge comes through jnanam, knowledge comes through karma, combination of all of them, ultimately jnanam is the means, and karma, bhakti and viveka, they are all means to achieve that.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Switch off the light.
Vijay is joining me, Swamiji.
Please.
It's a bhajan on Anjaneya. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadotama Pahi. Everybody can repeat. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadotama Pahi. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadotama Pahi.
Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramaduttamam Pahi.
Anjaneya Mama Bandho Anjaneya Dayasindho. Anjaneya Mama Bandho Anjaneya Dayasindho. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghurama Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghurama Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghurama Anjaneya Parandama. Anjaneya Raghurama Anjaneya Parandama. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadottamam Pahi. Anjaneya Raghuveera Ramadottamam Pahi. Ramadottamam Pahi. Ramadottamam Pahi.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhamag bhaved asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.